Hi again, everyone, and welcome to the Outreach Broadcast Network. I'm Mike Hayes. With me again now, I'm delighted to say, is my friend Breck Rice, who taught us masterfully about outreaching on LinkedIn. And now we're going to learn about inviting people on LinkedIn so that we can continue the outreach process. And we can invite as many as 1,000 people every week to LinkedIn events, and they can be held on Zoom. They can be networking events. They can be a lot of different things. So, Breck, thanks so much for the last training. Looking forward to our next training. So, if you would like, I will share my screen and get into my LinkedIn account. All right, Breck, now here we are. Are you seeing my LinkedIn okay?
I am, yes, thank you.
All right.
So the first place that you go is to the home button so that we can make sure up at the top. See, that
Oh,
goes to
okay.
your profile. But yeah, if you go to the home, then you make sure that you're on everything's been updated correctly. So click on home.
Okay.
And then on the left-hand side, you'll have all of your, recent and groups and then events. Events is where we want to go. Click on the
On the
blue
blue button.
event. Mhm. It'll bring up any of the most recent events that you've either been invited to or you've accepted. And you can see our event is there, but just for kicks and giggles, click on Show All first. So next to your events, click Show All. This is in case your event didn't show up right there in the first three examples. This will bring up all the events and then you can find it from there too. So don't be alarmed if you have already scheduled an event and you click on events and you don't see it as one of the options. Just click on show all and then it'll put a drop down menu for you to select from there. So now let's go to our WellWaveNow
Good
event.
tip on that. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then I'm going to get you a little better graphic too for next week's
Okay.
event because I'm wanting to make the Well Wave now stand out a little more, just put it more centered above all of the functional medicine and all of that. So I'll work on that for you. But right now, here's our event. You can see that you and I are attending this event down there, and now we're going to click on the blue share button. So blue share and then invite. So after the drop down, then we want to invite. So you can see there's other options there. We could do emails from there too. It's just that you have to just do one email at a time. So it's a little bit more labor of love than going this route. So the auto scroll is a pretty cool feature that is brought to you by My Most Trusted. It looks like that you're you subscribe to My Most Trusted, which is a great service. You could use that, and it'll auto scroll through all of your contacts, and you can invite from there. Or if you want to go to specific contacts, let's cancel that for now because we can always go back to it. But here's a good example of a search by name. Instead of going to an individual person, let's search coaches because we like to attract business coaches to speed networking.
Breck, one thing that I'm interested in, because we're doing a speed networking event in addition to our WellWaveNow event, I would also like to invite to kind of get things launched, all of my connections on LinkedIn because it's speed networking. So really everybody can benefit. That was part of my thinking. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. And I just wanted to show some of the search
Sure.
features that you could do if you were specifically targeting. So sometimes for my events, I'm looking specifically for MDs or PharmDs, and so I'll put doctor, and it's whatever is in the title of the connection that you have on LinkedIn. So it's whatever they put in their title
So
is
would
what will
that be
come up.
coach instead of coaches?
Probably yes. Yep. So whatever,
There
yeah.
we
So there
go.
you go. So that brings up a bunch of people that you could select from there. But to invite everyone, then that's when you want to use that My Most Trusted auto scroll because then it'll just auto scroll for you and you can connect everyone. So all you need to do to get back to that is just exit out of this. So hit the X button and then just go right back into the blue share, drop down, and then hit invite, and that'll relaunch your there. It'll relaunch your auto scroll. So yes, go lower right corner. Yep. Okay, and now it's scrolling through all of your people automatically for you. So that's where you would just start to click on the box next to their picture, and you can start inviting.
While we're waiting, rather than having a cup of herbal tea, why don't you talk a little bit about the WellWaveNow group?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. Just to be clear, these people aren't getting selected yet. It is allowing you to invite 1,000 people per week. You still need to, once they're all connected and loaded there, then we'll go to the next step. But the WellWave Now is a group that is really focused on helping individuals who might have some medical issues, maybe some chronic pain, different things that they just haven't gotten answers from through their primary care provider, or they've gotten their lab results back and they're in normal range, but they just don't feel like everything's exactly right. This is a discussion time to look at what are some other solutions that might be available to help that patient feel better. We really are focused on targeting retired professional athletes because, Mike, when they were on the court or on the field, they had a whole team around them, not just their teammates on the court or the field, but they had a team off the field and off the court as well. It was they had their trainers, they had their strength and conditioning coaches, they had, physical therapy. They had a team pharmacist. They had, a team nutritionist, all of this team around them. But now that they're retired, what does that wellness team look like for them? Well, they've put their body through a lot. They have performed at, using your terminology, they've been peak performers, haven't they?
Yeah.
They've performed at the peak in their career, and that creates a lot of wear and tear on their body. And so now what does that wellness team look like when they don't have access to everything that the NBA or the NFL offered them when they were in the league? And so we want to look at that team today and see where we might be able to augment additional help.
Let me point out, Breck, at this point for 1 second, what I personally mean by peak performers is this, that I personally have lost my health. I have regained it, but it's not about what you've lost in your health or anything else. It's about what you have left and how you can be the personal peak performer for you, being the best that you can be no matter where you are. So it's not about only working with the best, but getting lessons and motivation from them so that we can all be the best that we personally can be no matter where we are in life.
Yeah, that's excellent. That's excellent, Mike. And when we talk about the different things that can be provided to them, I'll use one example of a medical device that we have access to, that we can actually get to that retired athlete for absolutely no out-of-pocket cost. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, so what's special about this particular device is a lot of them got exposure to it and were able to use it when they were in the league. Teams like the San Francisco 49ers, for example, use it in their training room. Our Arizona Diamondbacks here, almost world champion. They made it to a few games into the World Series, but the runner-up world champion Diamondbacks use this
Close but no cigar.
Exactly. Use it in their training and recovery, because this medical device falls under the PEMF, or pulsating electromagnetic energy device, but it uses a frequency that is so low that it can literally penetrate to the microcirculation. So instead of like some muscle stem or PEMF, it really only can penetrate so far into the muscle. This frequency is between 10 and 30 megahertz, and so it can penetrate all the way through the body. What's important about that is that it opens up the microcirculation by about 30%. So you're getting more oxygen, more nutrients to your actual cells. And that also then is able to take away the metabolic waste and some of the other toxins that you need to also get out of your circulatory system as well. The other key thing that this does is it increases your ATP, which of course is the energy that cells need. And And so that's increased by about 22%. So an amazing therapy, only takes 8 minutes a day. So it's a wonderful therapy, helps melt stiff and sore muscles. They become, not as stiff any longer. So there's so many benefits from this that we want to get a device into the home of every retired athlete to help them with their own at-home wellness therapies.
Correct. Will this stop automatically at 1,000?
It does, yes.
Okay.
Yep. So
All
we're
right.
getting
But I think
close.
people can see the ease of use with the most trusted network. And there it's at $9.99. So I'm assuming I'm ready to hit stop.
Yeah. I think it tries to give you at least one invite that for the week if you had someone else, maybe. I'm not sure. I've never seen it go at just 199, but go ahead and hit stop. There you go. Now they're all loaded up.
Okay. And now it's
Yep.
another pop-up done loading. I'll click OK.
Yep.
And
Yep.
then,
And then what you need to do, that one last step, is you actually have to invite them. So it's loaded them into the queue. And now you actually click on the blue invite, and then that will start to send out those 999 invites to those individuals.
okay, let me explain one thing to the audience. Now, what we're doing is we are launching 3 networking events every week on Tuesday at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, Wednesday, speed networking at noon, Thursday, speed networking noon. Each day, we're going to follow with a different meeting of a different group. So on Tuesday, we're going to be following up with the health group. But what we want you to understand is that we're launching. So what that means is that I'm going to click invite, but these are new people. So what we're doing, because we're launching on an ongoing basis every week, speed networking leads, which is what the vast majority of people will want. I'm gonna use this automation. I'm gonna click invite, but I can only invite 1,000 per week. Next week, I'm going to invite all of my LinkedIn connections for networking. So just so everybody understands, this is the first week that we are launching the speed networking and WellWaveNow Health Group combination. So that will be noon the 30th, speed networking. Anybody can come and get leads. You'll learn about Publicity Express, how we want to promote you before, during, and after the event. This is part of what we are teaching and training on an ongoing basis to help everybody. But then we're following up with people that are interested in our health group. So if you're a practitioner of some sort, you're definitely going to want to join, come learn about it. If you are suffering some malady of some sort, maybe an unusual one, like mine was spasmodic torticollis, a neurological condition. So not something that everybody has solutions for. So it's been a wonderful opportunity to have the health group and networking. So what we want to do is we want to use the health group to network for solutions. So if you have some unusual condition, maybe you don't have time to network for solutions, that's part of what we want to do in the health group.
It'll show you that those invites have been invited now, and now you can refresh every in an hour or so and see who else has now accepted that invitation. They may not have registered yet, but if they accept it on LinkedIn, they'll show up in here just like you and I show up as attendees. And then once they actually register for the event, so they click on that event link, that's when you'll then be able to go back into your Zoom where you set up the meeting, right? Because we use the external Zoom link.
Right.
You can go back in and see who has registered for the event, and it'll show their name and email address.
And this is the Zoom link right here, right?
Correct. Yeah. So,
okay, now because Dr. Bob Levine and Tim Daniels are part of our health group, they will be also inviting people through LinkedIn. So what would you
right.
say to them? Where do they go so that they can invite people just like we did, or individually?
Yep. They just do the exact same steps that we went through. They first need to accept the invitation to attend. then they'll be one of the attendees. Then they'll have access to the share. So you have to attend first before you can share. So we invited them when we set up the event. So all they have to do is go into their, if you scroll up to the top of your LinkedIn here, you'll see that right next to home is My Network, the two little people there, My Network right to the right of the home button. They should have an invite right there in their on their LinkedIn that has invited them to this meeting. So once they accept that, then they'll be shown as an attendee, and then they can offer that.
Okay, let me get on my networking soapbox for a second. So just to clarify, folks, if I'm right, Breck, if you get this invitation, when you do, you can use this opportunity to win many friends, because if you go to networking events and you want to invite friends, the best way to win friends and influence people, especially networkers, is to invite them to another networking event, especially a speed networking event. So, because one thing that networkers have in common is an interest in networking. So if you want to meet more people and you get this invitation, even if you only want to come to the speed networking part of it, by sharing this invitation, you will be able to invite specific friends, and they will remember you for inviting them to this speed networking event. So if I'm right, Breck, if you get this invitation, and I would like to share this video with people so they can understand how to really do outreach broadcasts to network with more people like we're doing here within LinkedIn. So am I right that anybody who gets this invitation can win friends by inviting them to our speed networking event? They're then welcome to stay around, learn more about our health group following the speed networking part of it. But this seems like really a win-win-win situation for everybody.
Absolutely. If anyone has any interest whatsoever in business networking or building their connections. So if they're at 2,000 connections on LinkedIn and they would like to be at 10,000, there's no faster way to build those connections than by doing these speed networking events.
And you saw the automation at work, how fast it went. And you can invite 1,000 people every week. So we are going to be doing this Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We are going to be inviting more and more people, and we want to see it grow exponentially, because that's the downside of networking events. If you're only networking with the same people all of the time, then it really doesn't pay off. But in speed networking events, especially cross-group speed networking event, because we're here to grow all groups, not just ours, but we want to help grow all groups. And this is, I believe, after doing networking for many, many years, the best way that I can see doing it. You could use the automation, or you can just invite specific friends. So I hope you will join us. I hope you will spread the word, and I hope you will grow your business by joining us.
I'll just tout one more thing too, is that by attending the networking group, not only are they going to meet 3 new people every 6 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to probably meet 18 to 20 new people in that networking.
That's not quite right. What I did not emphasize is when they click on the form, even before the event, by clicking on the form, because this is a publicity event. This is not about hiding your data. This is about people that want to promote themselves and their business. So this is about publicity. So we want to share your contact information with other attendees. We want to promote you before, during, and after the event. So by attending the event, you can actually receive the LinkedIn profiles of every attendee. So you can actually network with everybody. And we teach outreach broadcast follow-up with desktop publishing and using AI messaging to overcome the fear of follow-up, especially follow-up procrastination. We can really cure that. So you're going to be able to network not only in person with more people, but in follow-up with more people. So we've really got so many aspects of networking covered that you'll get the leads you meet plus the leads you will meet on an ongoing basis.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I'm glad you made that, Mike, because they're gonna actually meet on video at least 12, 15 people during that session. But they'll get access and they'll be promoted to all, 100 people that are attending.
That's the tip of the iceberg. So I've had as many as 150 people attend my online events and as many as 200 people attend my in-person events. So that's really the mission. That's the goal. We're ramping up. Get in early. We even have a program for businesses that are trending. That are really getting a lot of attention. So, like the other platforms, they kind of raise things up to the top. So if you are taking an active role with us, you're going to get top promotion at the networking events and after the networking events. But it's really all about participation. That, again, that's part of peak performance in networking. If you are actively engaged and you're not just passively going to networking events, which I really look at as just a ritual. They don't really make you money. They may make you feel better, but you really need a follow-up money-making media system. That's how you make money in networking, not merely attending events. It's a great ritual. You might learn something, you might feel better, but it's all about the outreach. Your future is in the outreach business networking. Breck, again, a great training. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much for all the people that we're going to be able to help with their networking, with their growth, with their business, and ideally with their health. So what we want to focus on is your mental health, your physical health, your emotional, spiritual health, and your monetary health, because that's all part of well-being. So again, Breck Rice, thanks for joining me. And of course, I will see you at the event.
Thank you.